Welcome to Cyber Materials Ask Me Anything Cyber, a fun, interactive weekly event for everything cybersecurity. Join us every week at noon Eastern Time for a high-energy, quick-hit recap of the week's biggest cyber stories, from data breaches and threat intel to major legal updates. Whether it's a high-profile hack, a new APT on the rise, or a must-attend summit, we've got it covered. But that's not all. We'll also break down the latest job market trends, share our thoughts on cyber stocks, and give you actionable insights to stay ahead. And of course, we wrap things up with what makes this show special: live Q&A with you. Have a question about a breach? Want to know how a threat works? Curious about getting started in cyber? Let us know and we'll answer it live. Without further ado, let's get this event started.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Ask Me Anything Cyber, our weekly live conversation where we talk about everything cybersecurity, take your questions, and talk about what matters, cutting through the noise. I am Prapti, and joining me today is my co host, Sophie. How are you doing today, Sophie?
I'm great. I'm super pumped for the amazing guest that we're going to have today.
Yeah, even I'm looking forward to it. And a little bit about today's session. It focuses on topic that people are curious about. Everybody wants to be in the red team, so we're going to cover it today. Inside the mind of a hacker, how attackers think, how they choose targets, and how they move quietly, and where defenders often misjudge risk.
So today we're joined by an amazing guest that I've known him for, I can say, quite some time right now. He's Pratik Giri. He's the CEO of Sherlocked Security. He works across like an AI-powered cybersecurity pen testing platform and a vulnerability detection, helping organizations build secure and scalable businesses. So we're gonna be welcome Pratik to the screen. Hi, Pratik. Thank you for joining us. How are you?
Hello. Hi, Sofia. Hi,
Yes.
Pratik. Thanks for inviting me.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
That's good.
Hi.
That's great. You're just cutting up a little bit.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
is your
I'm
day going
setting
so
up all my
far?
environment. I was not all going good. Thanks for asking. So it was
Probably
nice.
you're
Like
just,
it was like a
Yeah.
regular
yeah,
day.
I guess. Maybe you're just running something in the background there, some preparing some DDoS or like automating attack.
Not
That's
really.
okay. So,
Not every day we hack.
That's okay. I know, like, what is really fascinating about your story is that you didn't began your journey building defenses, but breaking things, right? So, for those who haven't met you before, can you share a little bit about your journey and what led you to become the CEO that you are now today?
Sure. So my name is Pratik. I have started my security journey back in 2017-18, like as a corporate guy, where I used
Yeah.
protect websites, mobile apps, and all these network apps. Freelancing, I did couple of freelancing activities across the globe. I did in Africa. Then I thought convert this freelancing activity into a full-fledged company where we can provide security solutions. All the companies, all these MSSPs, all these other companies, those who require our services.
That's great.
That's great.
That's
And yeah, thank you so much for answering, Pratik. And I wanted to ask you because today we're going to talk about, the hacking mindset. So, what got you thinking from the mind of an attacker?
Okay, so I started building websites and applications. So I was a developer previously. Then I thought a few projects I did where somebody found some bug, some they have reported. So I thought to dive into it, and I found that there are a lot of things which we can do with the application. We can use the application for our malicious activity. We can even the attack can do it, and a lot of things like we can do with publicly available websites and applications. So
Yeah.
from there, I have went in fledged offensive security and offensive testing. So there's a bug which reported in my application. From there, I got intrigued and then moved into
Yeah.
application security.
So it started with your own application, and then now you are thinking from the mind of an attacker. And you know what, talking about applications, I often want to talk about tools because we actually cover a lot of tools lately. And when people hear about the hacker mindset, they often imagine tools or exploits, right? So
Hmm.
before any exploit or tool, how does a hacker actually evaluate an organization? Like, does a hacker look for weaknesses?
Hmm. Yes, exactly. Like whenever we talk about organization, they have two kinds of assets. First one is digital asset, let's say web application and other applications, and then the physical assets. So whenever they target, they go for the low hanging fruits, which is our digital application. Physically, it's very difficult to
Yeah.
penetrate because you have more layers of security. So they target for the known CVs. These are known exploits which are available. If you have an application with older version, any tech stack which is using any previous versions which are previously been exploited, so they use the same exploits to get into your application, to get into your web servers,
Uh,
and then compromise it. Maybe they can steal or exfiltrate the data, and they can whatever intent they are having, uh, like they go for it.
Yeah, basically, if you know you have a door open, obviously they're going to go for it. Sophie, would you like to
Yeah,
talk about the incident
yeah.
response side?
No, I actually like I find it like very interesting because like from the incident response side, like we often see like attacks that start long before, that anybody noticed. So from your experience, like are attackers, you feel like they are more patient or methodical than the defenders they tend to assume, like from like cases that you have dealt with?
Okay, so from my experience, I believe the best hackers or those hackers who are very dangerous, they are persistent in nature. Like they will stick to
Mm,
something, and until they crack it, they won't. So this is
yeah.
the nature of the attackers. I believe defenses also quite same, but defenses are more like when something happens, they will react to it. But while attackers, they plan more than the defenses. So they are persistent in nature.
Yeah.
And all the attackers or hackers whom we have met, or those who are good into offensive side, their nature is persistent.
Uh-huh.
Like they will not leave until they crack those applications or crack those networks.
Yeah, it seems like that is their only motive. So
Hmm.
they are like really looking and pushing it. And
Yes.
they are also not rushing because that's what it looks like. They're like waiting, observing, and choosing the moments very carefully. And Sophie, after incidents, does that patience usually catch many organizations off guard?
I mean, I guess yes, because I mean, the patient means like they are like doing reconnaissance. Pratik,
Mm,
about like reconnaissance from attackers, and they spend like weeks, months observing, mapping like normal behavior, which can make it look like normal until like it's too late. So. Actually, today we published in our cyber briefing a Wall Street Journal report that shows that there's also another layer here. Like attackers, they are increasingly recruiting disgruntled insiders, like exploiting, like like the economy anxiety, layoff, or AI
Mhm.
driven job changes. So on top of like patience from the attackers, they are also attacking, like turning like trusted employees into like key vulnerability. We can see that from Coinbase attack that happened
Hmm.
this week, that they use in screenshots from their support tool. So we are seeing both sides. So how do we
yeah.
like the organization from these like insider attacks as well?
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah.
And insider attacks can often, lead to
Yeah.
major problems. We have seen them in many
So
cybercrime stories.
as we are talking about like from the hacker mind, what
Hmm.
like for you, Pratik, what are like
Hmm.
three tools every hacker should master to be able to understand how the bad guys work on the inside?
Okay. So if this question you have asked me maybe 2 3 years back, I would have named couple of like Cobalt Strike or maybe Byte or maybe other tools. But AI, like I am now, I am my mind is completely because there is no particular tool because AI can literally host up an entire Kali Docker. They can build an entire tool or script or exploit and immediately start scanning or immediately start doing from reconnaissance to the exfiltration. Like will do the entire chaining, all this TTP chaining, all this MITRE framework. They will only clone it and then they will start attacking. So now in 2026, we need to name a couple of tools which will do, but
Yeah.
I prefer a lot of C2. Lot of C2s like Cobalt is there. Previously, I used to use Snake, Havoc, lot of other was there which we used. Also, we use it.
Uh-huh.
Also, we have so in that product we have all these tools like from Burp Suite to automated pen testing to automated network testing, mobile application security. So everything we have clubbed into one platform. So right now I'm using
Yeah.
my tool, which is Sherlocked.io.
That's
That's
great. It,
yeah, that's
and
great.
that's what we are all here about, right? Kids, we want to like understand how like someone like you, like with that insight from like pen testing and like dealing with attackers, how they build the tools of tomorrow, and you have like designed this platform at Sherlocked .io, right?
Mhm. Yes. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yes, so I will just tell you the origin why we have built this platform, and it was which was like which was we haven't planned. Like if you asked us 1 year back, we were not into plan to build any product. So when we started doing pen testing for one of our client, we realized the scope is very huge, timeline is very short, and we need to complete the assignment like very quickly. So then I got into tools. I got into a tool called Strikes. There was another tool called uh, Claude. That was a Claude code tool only.
Yeah.
It's a wrapper. So where we have used prompts only to complete the entire assessment. I was like, it's great. Like the AI with the prompt only, it is doing entire assessment, entire security assessment. It was doing red teaming. It was doing reconnaissance. It was building its own lateral movement. So we were very fascinated with this approach. So then we thought, ki better
Yeah.
let's build a platform where we will have all these AI wrappers. We will have our custom LLMs, and it will only execute all the manual tasks. Like whatever we do as a red teamer, pen tester, attacker, defense guy. So all
Yeah.
these things we have in the same platform.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so
Mm-hmm.
much, Pratik. We actually have questions from the audience, but before we get to that question, I would like to ask you, how does agentic AI change pen testing when it's designed from an attacker's mindset instead of a compliance one?
Yes. So it's all about the knowledge, like the agents which they use as a base model, like the
Yeah.
LLMs which they as base model. They have huge knowledge, like whatever you see over the blogs, all the surface web, dark web also. Sometime if you train your LLMs with the dark web data, so they have a huge range of data sets. So now, as a human, we have a very limited knowledge. So a lot of
Yeah.
time we have to go into blogs and write-ups and all these things. Also, you have to create your own exploit. While these agent AIs, they can have a huge data set. Also, they have the decision making capability. Now with the decision making capability, they have something called command executions also. They can take care of your entire terminal. They will execute command on behalf of you. You just have to sit and
Yeah.
write a prompt like
Mm-hmm.
exploit Sherlock.io, something like this you will write, and it will
Wow.
go on full fledged, and it will
That's
only take the
great. And
decision on behalf of you.
yeah. Yeah, and it makes sense what you're saying, because what we do in the future is what we have as experience from the past, right? So
Yes.
my question for you is here is like, Is there any case that you are able to share with us where your platform discovered like a vulnerability that traditional tools like would have missed?
Yes. So there are a lot of cases. I will start with a recent case. So we were hiring one cybersecurity guy for our
Mm-hmm.
organization. We have given him a platform, a vulnerable platform to check for the vulnerability so that we can check his
Yeah.
knowledge and all these things. And same time, we have started our agentic AI. We're just comparing
Oh,
like how good the guy
Yeah.
is.
yeah, that is great.
Yes, and I will tell you, it's a simple where 30 vulnerabilities were there, and out of 30, 30 got cracked by the agentic AI within 15 minutes. 15. And that guy
Wow.
took almost
Wow.
350. So I was thinking it's a great like thing to have a agents in your weapon list, like while you are attacking. This is one. Second one
Yeah.
is when I
Yeah.
was doing one red teaming assessment, we were stuck in some place where like we were not able to move forward, and it was like if we don't do it, then it will be end of the assessment, like we are failed in the assessment. Then we have used again the agents, and it was better than me, better than my operators, better than everybody else. It
Yeah.
did what we wanted. Like we have cracked down all the hashes, we have dumped all these NTLM hashes, compromised systems, like lot of things we did. Like the client was so happy, like not really happy. He was intensed, like how it happened, but
Satisfied with
like with our
whatever.
results, he was
Yeah.
very very satisfied.
But
Yes,
at the end, sometimes we need some human input because, like, it can, like, we always come from
prompt is needed.
experience, right? From previous
Yes.
experience. Yeah. So we do have a question from the audience. We have Tony here. He's asking, like, if what is the most human mistake you've seen a highly secure person make? Like, is social engineering always more effective than a technical exploit in your experience?
Definitely, yes. Social engineering, like we always say in cybersecurity, humans are the weakest link. Like it's very difficult to crack a
Yeah.
tool which is built with thousands of people, and you have invested millions of dollars to build that tool. It will be very difficult. While it's very easy to manipulate a
Yeah.
human and tell them to turn the port on for us, or turn the service on for us, maybe via phishing or wishing or smishing or any kind of social engineering. And as well as for the physical
Yeah.
security also, social engineering is very helpful,
Yeah.
and it is better than
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I had like a question.
yes.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, no, go ahead, finish it. You were mentioning it is better than?
No, it's for us, like as a offensive guy, we believe social engineering is a better approach for us uh, than the technical approach.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes the answer is right there. You just need someone not paying attention just to give it to you instead of like navigating through
Yes,
like a lot
Yeah.
of
it's
ups
difficult
and
Technical.
downs.
and
Yeah.
lengthy as
Yeah.
well. It's lengthy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody wants to go through the technical turmoil. But when you were talking about the agentic AI, I had like a question come into my mind. Is there a chance that there could be like false alerts, or I mean, the AI flagging a wrong thing? Is that a chance? Is that a possibility?
Yes, yes. There is a like AI usually hallucinates, so there is a huge chance like it will exploit something very critical, and it will do the DOS or same kind of attack. You may face a defacement also for the application, but there are few ways by which you can prevent this thing. There is something called consensus engine. There is something called multi LLM validation. Before exploiting, let's say one LLM asked you that there is an exploit, can I exploit it?
Yeah.
Then there will be another LLM which will validate it. going to harm the infrastructure, or is it false positive, then there will be a consensus engine
Mhm.
which will give you severity, that it's a critical one, we should go for it, or it's a false positive one, we should drop it. So these kind of techniques are there where
Okay.
you can prevent the false positive. But definitely, if you're sticking to one model, because it's a pre-trained model, so it may give you false positive. And as well as there are a lot
Yeah.
of now scrapers came with AI, like which can scrape the internet, which can live access the infrastructure. So by these things you can prevent.
Wow, that's amazing. It's great to know about all this. And now I want to talk a little bit about pen testing. I don't know if you've often seen this meme go around on LinkedIn where a new fresher just does what is pen testing and he just takes a pen and just writes on a piece of paper and there you go, he has tested a pen. But it seems more complicated than that. And it seems like the attacking mindset, they don't operate on the predefined path. Pen testing, people are doing it, but the attackers, they are not following the predefined path. So how do the attackers think outside the box, from apart from traditional pen test assumptions, Pratik?
Yes, yes. So it's correct. We call it pen testing as a like checklist based testing, like where we have checklist test cases and we perform on that only. It's a kind of more like bug testing and more like security testing. But for the attackers, there is no testing. Like they don't test, they attack. Like their
Yeah.
main motive is to get into the system, or to whatever objective they are having, they want to achieve it. So they don't have checklist, they don't go for minimum
Yeah.
vulnerabilities or low vulnerabilities. They target for the highly, like a vulnerability which can get let them get into the systems. So their approach different. I believe they are more persistent. Like pen testers, they have a limited time frame, like in a week they have to finish up the testing, while for them it's a year or 6 month activity where they will keep hunting you, they will keep hunting for your vulnerabilities until they get into you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Pratik, for your answer. And a reminder to the people watching, this is live on Substack, YouTube, and LinkedIn. You can drop your questions in the chat, and our cybersecurity experts will answer you. And yes, Pratik is here to answer your questions. So this is your chance. You can ask him about the hacking mindset and everything. So go ahead and leave your questions in the chat.
We do
Sophie, would
have
you
a
like?
question. Like,
Yeah, go
somebody is
ahead.
asking, like, when the pen test fails to reflect the real incident, what is usually missing?
Sorry, can you come again?
Yeah, it's asking like when the pen test fails to reflect a real incident,
Hmm.
what is usually missing?
Okay. When pen test, usually we go for another kinds of assessment, let's say red teaming, attack simulation. So
Hmm.
these kind of assessment give you better result, where pen tester fails, testing fails, because pen testing is a very limited scope, and you have a lot of restrictions. So those restrictions, and it's a time frame based, lot of things are there. While in red teaming or attack simulation, you can clone or you can mimic some real time attack scenarios, and where you can succeed. Like other than pen testing, there are a lot more things, lot more assessments where you can
Yeah.
mimic the actual attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That
makes sense.
that makes, yeah. So
Yeah,
thank you
I
so
don't
much
know if
for.
the person they asked this on Substack, so hopefully he got you covered on that one. Otherwise, you can reach out to Pratik. He is the CEO of Sherlocked Security, so we you will be able to talk to him directly.
Yeah. And I hope that everybody watching our stream right now, live, you go ahead and drop your questions. We are live on 3 places right now, but don't worry, we can get to all of your questions. That's not going to be a problem. Now, I wanted to ask you, Pratik, because we are talking about AI and pen testing. So, how do you see AI driven pen testing tools integrated with existing security? Do the gaps still remain?
Yes, yes, gaps are there. Reason it just started now. We will have some. We will require some more time to make it mature. The major gap which you already mentioned was false positive ratio. It is
Yeah.
there. and hallucination of AI and agentic models. This is there, and a lot of things, like a lot of injections. These things comes with the AI model. Let's say I am building a model where I will give the prompt like do the pen testing, but with that prompt I can also
Yeah.
inject that delete this file, do the pen testing, and then delete this file from the server. So these kind of issues are there when you build a pen testing platform with an agent model. You have a very big attack surface. Like people can come, malicious guys can come, and they can leverage your platform for some malicious activity. Like they can leave malware trojan with the prompt only. So these are the major problem now, building a agentic pen testing or red teaming or
Yeah, totally.
security platform. Yes.
That's great.
Yeah.
And regarding your platform, like what was the most surprising thing that you found that has helped a customer discover like a vulnerability or misconfiguration that they didn't know it existed?
Yes. This platform is not a checklist based platform. Like there is no checklist. Like we are not following any WAPs or NIST or any guidelines, any specific checklist. I'm saying, it totally does the scanning, vulnerability, and all these things with the decision like which AI takes, and there is a human in the loop
Mhm.
to approve it. There are multiple options where you can skip the approvals, but it is dangerous as of now. So we have done only the demo testing till now, not for the actual client. Reason is we are yet to deploy it live. The We have raised one investment, now we are closing it. So for that only, we have done only on a demo environment, on a simulated environment, where we have tested almost all the application, like vulnerable application, our live agents, live applications, our mobile applications, and we have got hundreds and thousands of vulnerability. And very quickly, like within a time frame of 30 minutes, we have
Wow.
completed application, like huge application having 100 pages or 150 pages. So this is achievement as of now for this tool. Soon you will see the live data and live customer feedback.
That's great. That's amazing. And I know
Yeah.
like we do have like a quick presentation about exactly what your platform does and like what type of like attacks and like it sort of explains the problem that you're tackling with your platform. But I think like let's talk about a little bit of like how people may be like a little bit reactive like
Mm.
against like implementing the AI, which is a little bit like I can say early in cybersecurity right now,
Yeah.
and there's a
Mm.
lot of misconceptions, right? What do you
Mm.
Yeah.
think, Prapti?
Yeah, I do
Yes.
think that. And that's why I wanted to ask that, with AI and everything, it's part of our conversation today. And, assumptions often, shape how it's adopted, And what's the major misunderstanding that defenders might have about how attackers today are using AI?
Okay. So, what I believe, attackers, from the defense perspective as well, defense guys,
Yeah.
they have defenses more of like pattern matching. Like even they train the ML models with the patterns only. Like let's say for source code review, if they want to protect their applications, they have those patterns, like previously defined patterns, that this is a vulnerability, this leads to RC. So this is like they think about the attackers that we have a predefined the
That,
predefined some
yeah.
script or payload or something, like which will come and they will able to protect us, like protect applications or infrastructure. But this is not true now. Most of the scripts which you see, if you go for a static scanning, you will see those scripts are nowhere, like hashes will not match their like even if you put it over virus total, it will give you 0 out of 60, 70 results. So it's not about pattern matching
Mhm.
now, it's more about like uh, it's more about the new script, new payloads which are coming. So defense guys needs to understand we have evolved as an attacker, and we have a huge database, like a huge data set which can think, which can decide, which can execute. So this
Yeah.
is what I believe. Like there
So
are
not
now
following any
behavioral
patterns.
basis. No, not following any patterns. There are behavioral and heuristic now, but whenever they get something, they update in the antiviruses, EDRs, and all these security tools. But then we come up with something new, and that pattern, that behavioral pattern, also is not there anywhere. So let's say, for example, if I want to make it easy, there is a port open on port 8080 where we are getting our connection, or our C2 connection back, or our beaker coming back. So this is a pattern which they understand. So what they will do, they will block port XYZ port, they will block it, and any connection going outside the network, they will block it. But what if we take the traffic from HTTPS only, and it is redirecting to some CDN on publicly available very reputed domain, and from there only we are getting
Yeah.
connections. So these kind of patterns are very hard to detect, but because in corporate network, to serve the internet, you need to go to the internet, so you cannot block the port 8080, or sorry, port 443, or some known
Yeah.
uh, ports. So this is what I think, like it will be difficult for the defense guys.
Yeah, I believe so. So like and then when we are talking like about like we know that AI like they generally help defenders today, but do you feel like at some point is it falling short somehow? Because it's always hard to secure humans interactions. And even though with AI, it's gonna be like humans will always be the weakest link. So do you think like AI is still falling short to cover those type of attacks?
AI is not much mature as of now in the security domain. So maybe would wait for a few more months, or maybe next 1 year to check the process. As of now, as I
Hmm.
mentioned, it's only working on the behavioral and pattern. So I think I won't be able to answer it now. Maybe it's wait for few more months.
Well, let's do a session in 1 year. And
Yeah.
let's
Yes,
spin this question.
We'll keep
yes.
this question pinned for sure. And
Yeah, yeah,
Sophie, you just mentioned that the weakest links are always human, and we've mostly seen like cases, even on Reddit when we scroll
yeah,
through that it is just like somebody who's doing credential stuffing because somebody is reusing a password, and it's
yeah,
or it's 1 2 3 4. So
yeah.
from like your defense side, how does AI help?
Well, I started. I'm like on Pratik's side too, because I mean, I feel like sometimes like AI will fall short when it comes to like context, judgment, or intuition that humans may have and can override AI. So
Hmm.
at some point, like cybersecurity professionals will still be around, but like not doing pen testing like jobs, or like monitoring something 24/7, but they may be there to impair judgment, to give their experience, to give their like human eye on like making a decision if this is a false positive or if it's a
Hmm.
real challenge. So at some point I feel like as a security professional, and I believe too like Pratik, we are sort of like moving away from like AI as a like a solo like tool, but as a companion of like those cyber professionals to keep an eye and give their human perspective, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to like compliment
Yeah,
or say something.
Okay. No, Papa. Like I agree with
I
the
think
suggestion.
he's just
Like yes,
agreeing.
yes, I'm just agreeing. Like I don't have anything to add on. You have already
Yeah,
explained.
I
Yes.
mean,
I
but that's
Yes.
true because like red teamers like in the past they were hired to come and do a pen testing on a company's network infrastructure, or even like to show up at the office and do some testing. but that right now we are building automated tools that are ready to do this type of thing. So
Hmm.
the cybersecurity professional will help to, I can say, like, upgrade their
Hmm.
roles, and
Yeah.
give their human eye and context and final call, I can say.
Hmm.
Because
Yes,
Yes.
because
at
I
the end of the
agree.
day, it's human, and
Hmm.
when it comes to machine, we do these automated tools. So
Yeah.
when it comes to human, we'll still need that, like, final call that will give the okay, or this is something like really messed up, so we should like keep digging on this.
Yeah. And definitely, I do agree that, the final call should not be, made by a machine, because in the end of the day, it's the humans that suffer, like businesses that suffer these giant costs that come with a cybersecurity vulnerability that's been exploited. So it's really hard to see that. And the stories are, we see class action lawsuits, we see companies losing their reputation, and a lot of other incidents, and not to mention the actual victims who have lost their personal information, and now they are being targeted, which is really hard to see. So, but I had to ask this question to both of you. If organizations, take away just one mindset shift from today's conversation, what would that be? Pratik, would you like to lead that conversation?
For me, I will suggest try to orchestrate the security, try to automate the security as much possible with your manual effort, uh, because it will prevent you 24 by 7. Manually also you can go for assessments, and but you need in today's era you need some agents, and you need some security platform like Sherlocked, which will prevent you from attacks 24 by 7, like even it's app or network or
Yeah.
your phishing or human layers of attacks, like all these kind of things, it will protect you. So for me it will be like orchestration of security that you need, and automation.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Pratik, for your insight. And Sophie, what do you have to say? The one
Yeah.
mindset shift the organizations would need.
Well, it's building upon of my previous answer that security is not just a tool you buy, right? It's not that
Mm,
they're gonna do everything that you need to, like, to be covered. You always have to rely on people and rely on your team, your partners. So when it
Hmm.
comes to, like, have one mindset is to keep an eye on those humans involved in the cybersecurity transaction, because we have seen supply chain attacks. So you may have the best tool that has been certified, that has
Hmm.
been like a award-winning tool,
Hmm.
but then is coming with these supply chain attacks, and it's not you. It's your provider that was the
mm-hmm.
one compromised. And then on the other side, you also see, like, oh, I have this employee, an insider threat. So you always need to keep this human link, I can
Hmm.
say. So it's like a relationship that you have to build with security. So
Hmm.
that's my perspective.
Yes.
And I always like, because when you're a decision maker on which tools should I use on my company, you need to always understand that what is happening to the provider, what type of employees I have inside, and how it can impact my security overall. So those are the things. But for me, it's a different
Hmm.
mindset as
Yes.
opposed to Pratik, because he is the one. But I feel like you too, because inside your team,
Hmm.
you may have those questions too, like, who is working for me, who can compromise
Yes.
my network, who can compromise my customers. So at the end of the day, it's always the human that we
Human.
always have
Yes.
to keep an eye on.
Yes. I
Thank
agree.
you
Like
so much for both your
totally agree.
insights
Yes.
on that. Yeah. And Sophie, would you like to talk about if defenders, could be given one piece of advice from the hacker mindset?
Yeah, I mean, um like, you can like, when you talk about from the hacker's mindset, and I feel like you, Pratik, are the one that can give us the
Yeah,
best insight here, because you've been on the other side of things as a pen tester, building tools to decrypt malware, or deal with ransomware cases. So you actually have been embedded in the red side of things, I can say. What is something that, like, as a company, or as a victim, should consider when, what would it be like? What is the thing that they have to think about, like, number one thing?
Number one, as you mentioned, like it's a human link, like the human layer of hacking, social engineering. It's number one. Totally like
social
agree. Yes.
engineering. Yeah,
Yes, so this is something like which is now also people are getting aware of it now. Nowadays, lot of awareness
Yeah,
session training, and they are getting, but still, uh, it's relatively easy to target a human than a product or than a application. So I think we should focus more on the human. Yes, human awareness, like
yeah,
security awareness. So as an
yeah,
offensive guy, I will
yeah, I
suggest this.
agree. And yeah, and we always talk about, like, education is the number one thing,
Yes.
because when
yeah,
you talk to your employees about, like, scams going around, or even you talk to your parents or your grandparents, and you say, you know what, this is what is happening around there. So if you warn them, you educate them on what is happening, sometimes it's like easier for them to detect and not fall victims of this hacker mindset, right?
Hmm.
yeah,
Yes.
I still think like a hacker, so you can, like, protect yourself too. So you know how they're coming to you.
Hmm.
So, but I love having these insights from someone, like, who actually have been on the other, like, side of working in cyber, which is pen testing and breaking
the
systems,
red teams.
and yeah, and being an ethical hacker. It's still very important, because now they are using AI tools to perform cyber attacks. So we still need to understand and be inside of their
Yep,
minds, right?
yeah. I like how the conversation went from how we need to have a bit of human link in security today, but at the same time, human link is the weakest link. So we need the humans to teach the other humans
Yes.
how to
Yeah.
do things. So I like how the conversation is a bit of both sides, the best of both worlds we need to do. And it is amazing. Thank you so much, Pratik, for joining us today.
Yeah, I
It was
love the
great having you.
conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me, Sophia and Prati. I'm really glad we got this platform. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm happy that you're building a tool to perform automated pen testing and complement the human aspect that sometimes we are falling short. And everybody that wants to reach out to Pratik, you can visit Sherlocked.io. That's his website. I believe you're also on LinkedIn, and you also have your live streamings as well, right?
Yes, yes. We do have a lot of live streaming. We provide a lot of trainings. We are into awareness sessions. We are into hacking sessions. Like we teach people red teaming, uh,
Uh-huh.
pen testing. Other than that, now I am into AI automation. So I'm moving uh, for the sessions for AI
To the
automation. How
future.
yes, company can save their cost uh, in security in other domains as well. So now
That's
my phase is going most current phase is into AI automation and offensive AI, like which we are going to use. So this is all
Yeah.
like we
that's
are doing
amazing.
now. And our platform also
That's
same
great.
like
So
it's doing red teaming. Our platform is doing red teaming, pen testing. In future, you will see the defenses as well. Like we are building one sim
Mm.
agent, like which will take all the data
oh,
sources and then analyze and then. So it's a uh, long goal which we are having. So we want to integrate everything from offense to defense to a single platform so that SMEs can afford it. Like SMEs are having
Uh,
like their cost is the main factor. Also accuracy, efficiency, and
mhm.
quality will be there from our side. but kind of we are trying to replace those hundreds of thousands of dollars tool into uh, a platform which will
Something
be
more
relatively
compact and
more
affordable.
compact, affordable, and same result. And this is not we are
That's
claiming
great.
for the big organizations, big Fortune 500. We want to
Hmm.
deliver this to somebody who need, like those don't have cybersecurity teams, those don't have infrastructure, security infra, or end of security isn't like if it is not there in place. So we will give our tool so you can protect your entire perimeter, be it a digital perimeter, be it a physical perimeter. So everything you can check, everything you can monitor, detect, defend from this platform only.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I know that this is something that always picks up interest in our audience. Are you hiring right now? Do you have any openings to join your team?
Yes, we do have, we will have a hiring next month. We are having our own office in Dubai next month, so we will be hiring from Middle East, and we are planning to hire in India as well as pen testers, because we have another business called Sherlock Security, not Sherlock.io. That is where we
Hmm.
provide cybersecurity services, and regular basis we hire. And for our clients also we provide resources, like whenever any client need any resources, we do the hiring on behalf of them. Resource augmentation is also there. So you can keep me, like you can text me in LinkedIn if you're looking for something. I can definitely
That's
help you
great.
with our organization, or I can support you to refer.
Hmm. That's amazing. So hopefully we can meet each other soon. I will probably heading to Dubai anytime this year. So maybe we can coordinate. Or I know you also have an office in New Jersey. So if you're ever like around here, we can have a live session and see how your platform is doing some pen testing live, right?
Sure, definitely. Sure.
Yes, that's amazing. So thank you, Pratik, and thank you, Prapti, for this amazing conversation. Let's stay tuned for what's coming next. Thank you, Pratik.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye
All
bye.
the best.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Thank you.
All right, everybody. That was Pratik Giri. And if you want to reach out to him, you can directly contact him on LinkedIn. And as you heard from him, they are hiring right now. It always gets your attention. So I would suggest that you go ahead and look for Pratik, Sherlock Security. And he gave us an idea about how attackers are really looking at it and how AI is helping the scenario at the same time can be a vulnerable thing for the scenario. So I'm glad that we had this conversation, and don't go anywhere because coming up next is our cyber briefing recap where we talk about the headlines of the week. But before we do that, let's watch a quick video on what the cyber briefing actually is.
Stay ahead of the cyber curve with real-time alerts, incident reports, and the latest cybersecurity news, all in one streamlined, easy-to-read newsletter. Join more than 20,000 subscribers who rely on cyber briefing, available on LinkedIn, Medium, and now on Substack. Don't wait to protect your digital world. Subscribe today and stay informed with Cyber Briefing by Cyber Material.
Yeah, so that was Cyber Briefing by Cyber Material. We will deliver everything, all the updates, 360 updates to you in your inbox. And all you need to do is hit the subscribe button. You can follow us on Substack, you can follow us on LinkedIn, and every day you get the alerts, incidents, and news from all around the globe right in your inbox. Now, Sophie, the first alert that I wanted to talk to you about, and I actually sent this alert to a lot of my friends because everybody
Hmm.
uses Notepad. So Notepad plus plus update spreads malware. What happened?
Yeah. So what happened here is it's not like the usual impersonation of Notepad plus plus.
Yeah.
There was a supply chain hijack. So what happened is like the attackers they compromise the infrastructure that delivers the Notepad plus plus updates. So they gain unauthorized access to the hosting provider responsible for serving the update. And
Hmm.
they manipulated the update process. So the user, instead of receiving the original uh, uh, um, software, they received the malicious installer. So what they did is they exploit a flaw in the app source code, and they
Oh,
abused the control over the update delivery chain. So when Notepad++, they checked for updates when your program on your computer, it checks for updates.
yeah.
The traffic was destined for the official server, right? But it was intercepted in the middle and redirected to the attacker control system. So it
Yeah.
was giving a Trojanized update package. So those who, what happened here is like this malware, it was analyzed, and it sort of worked the same as they hijacked the installer. So instead of like you are looking to install Notepad++ on Google and you get a poison link, what it happens is like the update itself, when you click update, it
Oh
redirected
no.
to the, so this is like a new level of things. So it's not like
Yeah.
you were not paying attention and you clicked the wrong Notepad++ website and you downloaded a Trojanized a file. So in this case, it actually came from Notepad. So if
Yeah.
for those who don't have Notepad, and for those who do have it, when you open Notepad++, sometimes it sends you like a pop-up window say there's a new update available. Do you want to install? So when you get this pop-up, you put install, and it sends you to the hijacked website. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a little bit alarming, I can say, because
Yeah. Yeah,
so
I don't
what I
think
get.
many people will, because Notepad itself is sending the notifications. I
So
don't think many people.
you're
Yeah.
trusting that. So well, they hijacked this trust channel, and for those who have installed the malicious version, they are the ones that were updating from 8.8.8 to 8.8.9. So make sure to uninstall it, to remove everything, to revoke any like access, and install it again. It will sort of patch the previous version that you have installed.
Hmm.
And they're recommending Notepad++ to go to their website to download the package, as opposed to click on their pop-up and say install now. So
Yeah.
go to their website, download the official package, and reinstall it. They're saying that it's supposed to wipe away the previous version, the Trojanized version, but I will keep an eye on activities in your computer, because we don't know exactly
Yeah.
the extensive damage of installing this package. And I believe there can be a lot of victims out there, because they have like millions of installations.
Yeah.
So
And a lot
um
of people do use Notepad. Like you want to take a note of something, you go ahead, use it, it pops up and it kind of exploits that trust channel, and then boom, now you have a malware.
Yeah,
It
it's
is
mostly
actually,
used by developers,
yeah,
probably on Windows, or sometimes Linux. So it's like a
yeah,
very common text editor for code. So it's targeting developers. And that's like, they're the ones
mm,
that have access to your company's code. So it's like a chain.
yeah. And this seems like relatively new, I would say, that we have discussed over here. And it makes me wonder what other applications can do this just through updates, because we tend to, once it's installed and everything is working fine, we tend to have a certain level of trust in them.
Yeah,
So yeah, let's hope that Notepad does like patch it. And I think they have already, like as you mentioned, that it's just in that one particular update. And I'm glad that they sent out the alert as quickly as possible. See, this is
yeah,
why it
right
is.
away, actually. They were pretty proactive, I can say.
Yeah.
So kudos to them.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you need to subscribe to our newsletter, because if you have
Mhm.
Notepad and you haven't upgraded it, now you'll be able to not fall for that trap. You'll go to the website directly and then get the new install. So, about the incident, Sophie, it's about Coinbase that confirmed an insider data breach. We actually talked about the insider threats with Pratik a few minutes ago. So, what
Yeah.
happened there?
So this is like something that we've been talking about, and about like insider threats and like disgruntled employees or
Hmm.
unhappy employees. So what happened is like they confirmed this data breach, and they confirmed it was because of an insider threat. So what happened is like a contractor of Coinbase, they improperly like accessed sensitive customer information in December, and he took screenshots of that information.
Oh
So the
no.
company have terminated this contractor, and they
Hmm.
notified the users, and well, they offer like identity theft protection, and the usual, I can say.
Yeah.
Uh, but the problem is like this person took screenshots of an internal support dashboard, and they will briefly post it online on a group on Telegram, and they were offering for sale. So there was like a little like a big like breach of trust,
Mm-hmm.
because there was not like someone guessing the password of Coinbase and accessing. There was somebody from your inside. So there was a little bit like worrisome for Coinbase executives and also for other companies that, when you have contractors and you need to be very careful of your customers data and who
Yeah,
you're
because
sharing
it's
with,
your
because
responsibility.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah, and it could be sensitive data as well. So I hope
Well, in
Coinbase.
this case, was financial data and personal information, and
Oh,
those are
yeah,
considered like personal, like PII. So it's like a little bit like threading
alarming.
into the
Yeah,
legal side of things with GDPR and everything involved, and CCPA, and you have to notify attorney generals that data of customers has been leaked. So there's like a whole process after this, and involves like lawsuits, settlements. So it's not only like 30 people data was compromised. There's a lot of things attached to that.
yeah, and I really hope Coinbase. First, I hope that they have alerted everybody, and the other thing
They
they would be doing.
identified the culprit, so let's see what's happening in the upcoming years. Because it was a contractor, so they actually knew who did that.
Yeah, so I think now we're going to get some good updates about it coming up. So, the
Yeah,
other thing I would like to talk about, and I had left a question about this. Do you guys prefer Apple or Android? The last time we spoke about Apple. So, let me
yeah,
know again in the comments because I'm looking forward to hearing from you. But
yeah.
on the
That's
good
true.
side of things, yeah, Apple privacy feature limits tracking. So, that's a new feature. So,
Yeah,
what do you want to say about that, Sophie?
and this is scary because last week we talked about Android security
Yeah,
mimicking iPhone security. So now we have another layer that it's protecting iPhone users on how to limit the precise location when they're using mobile data. So they actually helps them like mask the device location when it's shared with the cellular carrier. So for example, if you're a specific location, you can restrict that AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, or any mobile carrier will be able to pinpoint you to your specific location. Is mostly will give like a broad location of where you are, but not like address based, I can say.
yeah,
Like neighborhood label, like level location, like you are this place is specifically at this time. So these will like it will not change how you share location with apps. For example, if you need to use Uber, or if you need to, I don't know, upload a picture to Instagram with location,
yeah.
or like using
Get
maps or
delivered. Yeah,
find me. If you share your location with a friend, it won't affect that. It will affect how iPhone shares location with the mobile carriers. And it used to be like before, if you didn't want it to be tracked with mobile data, you have to disable like to use your your connection, right? You have to turn it off, airplane mode, whatever, whatever. But now, if you are running iOS 26.3 or later,
yeah.
it's already enabled, and you can enable it on your phone. You go to mobile share location, data share location, and you can enable it to put limit precise location. And this is a big win for those who wants to go around in your life and not being tracked
Yeah, and
24
we have
7.
we've had stories about that as well. When we had Scott Schober, and he was talking about tracking and how that can just put people in serious danger. And we have Pratik in the chat who, to the question about Android or Apple, said Apple for security and Android for hacking.
I feel you, Pratik, there. Yes, I guess.
Thank you so
But
much, Pratik.
Android has its like downside too, but anyway, they are catching up.
Yeah,
You
they're
you
slowly
have to
catching
watch
up.
last week's streaming where they are catching up to iPhone level security and privacy, which is like they're coming with the new encryption mode.
Finally, now the people who will debate about Apple and Android, the Android people will have 1 point extra. They'll be like, you know what? We have caught up with you in terms of
Yes,
security.
that's true.
And
But anyway, Apple ecosystem is very close. So, but Android
yeah,
is a little bit more like open, and we've seen how Google Play Store, they have been fighting to take down these like
yeah.
sketchy apps that being like. But I feel you, Pratik.
Thank you so much for sticking around, Pratik, for the end of the event. And for those of you watching us right now, if you want the full rundown of the headlines that we just did, all you have to do is subscribe to our newsletter on LinkedIn or Substack, and you'll get stories, insights. And on Substack, you have much more than that. You have tools, you have books, you even get documents that are shared from us, and it covers different domains of cybersecurity. So if you want something where you can find everything at one place, go ahead and subscribe to our Substack. And finally, I would like to mention about the call for the Echo Party, which is up in Miami, and it talks about how if you have any research work, if you have done any new techniques, or if you're just generally interested in privacy and security and like to push the boundaries a little, so all you need to do is turn your idea in because the deadlines are coming up soon. So don't forget to do that. We are hoping that you're going to put your submissions in and we will get to see your work. And not to mention, thank you, Sophie, so much for staying with us in this event, and Pratik as well.
So stay tuned for next event. San Valentine's is approaching, so we're gonna be
Tell
talking
Sophia.
about the famous Roman scams. So stay tuned.
Yes.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
Bye.